In the vast expanse of space near the arm, an unexpected surge of energy crackled, announcing the arrival of a monumental force. The HSS Thunderbolt, humanity's first interstellar dreadnought, materialized with a sleek hull that gleamed under the light of distant stars. On the bridge, Captain Evelyn Chen stood tall, her dark eyes fixed on the main view screen as the ship's advanced AI, a responsive intelligence assistant, declared, "Captain, we have successfully emerged from hyperspace. All systems nominal." Evelyn nodded, a hint of a smile playing on her lips. "Excellent. Status report on our location. We are approximately 2.3 light-years from the edge of Confederation space. No immediate threats detected," came the response. The bridge crew worked diligently at their stations, excitement mingling with tension in the air. Humanity had kept its technological advancements secret for decades, and now they were about to announce their presence to the galactic community in a way no one would forget. Lieutenant Commander Raj Patel, the ship's tactical officer, spoke up. "Captain, we are detecting multiple energy signatures consistent with Confederation patrol vessels. They are on an intercept course." Chen's smile widened. "Right on schedule. Let's give them a show they won't forget. Shields up, but weapons remain powered down. We're here to make an impression, not start a war." As the Thunderbolt glided gracefully through space, its very presence sent shockwaves through the Galactic Confederation. At the nearest Confederation outpost, alarms blared and confusion reigned. Grand Admiral Zix, a towering insectoid with iridescent wings, stared at the holographic display in disbelief. "Impossible," he chittered. "The humans are centuries away from this level of technology. This must be some trick." His eyed, a slender blue-skinned Aquarian named Lural, approached cautiously. "Sir, the energy readings are off the charts. Whatever that ship is, it's beyond anything in our database." Zix's compound eyes flickered with a mix of fear and anger. "Contact the High Council immediately. We may have a first-class crisis on our hands." Back on the Thunderbolt, Captain Chen observed as the Confederation ships approached. They were impressive in their own right, sleek and obviously advanced, but they paled in comparison to the human dreadnought. "Open a channel to the lead Confederation vessel," Chen ordered. The channel opened, and the commander's voice crackled through. "Human vessel, this is Commander Krell of the Confederation Defense Force. Your presence here is unexpected and potentially in violation of multiple treaties. Please power down your engines and prepare to be boarded." Chen chuckled softly. "I'm afraid that won't be possible, Commander. We're here to negotiate as equals, not as subjects. Perhaps we could arrange a meeting on neutral ground." The silence that followed was deafening. Panic was setting in among the Confederation ships. The humans, long considered a primitive species barely worth monitoring, had suddenly appeared with technology that rivaled, even surpassed, their own. Krell's voice came through again, this time with a noticeable tremor. "Stand by, Thunderbolt. We need to consult with our superiors." As the Confederation ships held their position, clearly unsure of how to proceed, Chen turned to her crew. "Well done, everyone. Phase 1 of Operation Thunderclap is complete. Now let's see how the galaxy reacts to humanity's grand entrance." Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the ship's chief scientist, approached Chen with a tablet in hand. "Captain, I've been analyzing the Confederation ships. Their technology is impressive, but there are clear vulnerabilities we could exploit if needed." Chen nodded, her expression serious. "Let's hope it doesn't come to that, Doctor. We're here to establish our place in the galactic community, not conquer it. But it's good to know we have the edge if things go south." As the hours ticked by, the tension in space continued to build. The Thunderbolt remained a silent, imposing presence, while the Confederation scrambled to decide how to handle this unexpected development. In the depths of Confederation space, the High Council convened an emergency session. Representatives from dozens of species argued and debated, their voices rising in a cacophony of alien languages. High Counselor Vexia, a wise and ancient being of pure energy, finally called for order. Fellow councillors, we face an unprecedented situation. The humans, whom we have long dismissed, have arrived on our doorstep with technology that challenges our supremacy. We must decide, and decide quickly, how to respond. As the council debated, back on the Thunderbolt, Captain Chen prepared for the next phase of humanity's plan. Whatever came next, the galaxy would never be the same. Humanity had arrived, and they were here to stay. The grand halls of the Galactic Confederation's central hub on Alpha Prime buzzed with nervous energy. Representatives from 100 different species huddled in small groups, their conversations a mix of worried whispers and heated debates. The unexpected arrival of the human Dreadnought had thrown the carefully maintained balance of power into chaos. In the center of it all stood Captain Evelyn Chen, flanked by her diplomatic officer Dr. Samantha Wong and Security Chief Major Leon Blackwood. They were the first humans to set foot in these halls, and the weight of their responsibility was palpable. High Councillor Vexia floated towards them, her energy form pulsing with a soft golden light. "Welcome to Alpha Centris Prime, Captain Chen. Your arrival has caused quite a stir among our members." Chen nodded respectfully. "Thank you for agreeing to this meeting, High Councillor. We understand our presence is unexpected, but we hope it can lead to positive relations between humanity and the Confederation." Before Vexia could respond, a booming voice cut through the hall. "Positive relations. You arrive unannounced in a war machine and speak of positive relations." Grand pushed through the crowd, his wings vibrating with agitation. Dr. Wong stepped forward, her voice calm and measured. "Admiral, the Thunderbolt is an exploration vessel designed for deep space travel and first contact scenarios. Its defensive capabilities are merely a precaution in unknown territory." Zix's compound eyes narrowed. "A precaution that violates numerous treaties and regulations. Treaties, I might add, but your species was not advanced enough to be part of." The hall erupted in murmurs and exclamations. Chen raised her hand, silencing the crowd with her commanding presence. "Admiral, with all due respect, those treaties were made without our input or consent. Humanity has grown beyond the limitations imposed upon us by outside forces. We're here to establish new agreements as equals." High Councillor Vexia's form flickered, a sign of her unease. "Captain Chen, while we appreciate your willingness to negotiate, you must understand the position you've put us in. Your ship's capabilities far exceed what we believed possible for your species. Many here see it as a threat." Chen's expression remained neutral, but her eyes flashed with determination. "We understand your concerns, Councillor. That's why we've come openly seeking dialogue rather than conflict. Humanity has much to offer the Confederation: advanced medical techniques, revolutionary energy systems, and breakthroughs in sustainable technologies." As the debate continued, Zix cut through the din with a dismissive wave of his wing. "We are not interested in your technologies. We demand a full investigation into how you acquired such advancements. The integrity of the Confederation must be maintained." Chen took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the room's collective skepticism. "Admiral, I assure you that we did not steal or reverse engineer our technology. It is the result of decades of hard work, innovation, and collaboration among humanity's brightest minds. We want to share this with you, not as conquerors, but as partners." A representative from a species with shimmering skin raised a hand. "If what you say is true, how can we trust you? You've kept your advancements a secret for so long." Major Blackwood stepped in. "Trust is built over time through actions, not words. We're willing to demonstrate our technology and intentions. We seek only cooperation, not domination." High Councillor Vexia's energy form pulsed thoughtfully. "Perhaps we should arrange a demonstration. This could either quell our fears or confirm them." Chen felt a flicker of hope. "That would be a fair approach. We could showcase our technology and capabilities, allowing the Confederation to see the benefits of working with humanity firsthand." As discussions continued, the tension in the air was thick. The fate of humanity's relationship with the Confederation hung in the balance. Would they be seen as allies or threats? The delegates deliberated, voices rising and falling like the ebb and flow of a tide. Captain Chen remained resolute, determined to prove that humanity was more than the primitive species they had long been dismissed as. They had come not to conquer, but to connect, not to threaten, but to collaborate. In her heart, she believed they would succeed, and as she looked around the council chamber, she saw flickers of interest in the eyes of some delegates, small signs that perhaps the seeds of trust were beginning to sprout amidst the uncertainty. Back aboard the Thunderbolt, Captain Chen sat in her quarters, reviewing the outcome of their presentation to the Galactic Confederation. The crew had done everything possible to present humanity as responsible, forward-thinking, and cooperative. Yet, beneath the surface, Chen knew that some delegates would still harbor doubts. Humanity's technological advancements were simply too advanced, too sudden, for them to fully embrace without some level of fear. A soft knock at the door pulled her from her thoughts. "Come in," she called. Dr. Wong stepped inside, holding a data tablet. "Captain, we've received several requests from the delegates, most of them interested in learning more about the zero-point reactor. Some want to conduct joint research." Chen raised an eyebrow. "That's encouraging, but I sense there's a but coming." Dr. Wong sighed, taking a seat across from the captain. "But a few have voiced concerns about our military capabilities. Specifically, they're curious about how we've integrated such powerful energy systems into our defense technologies." Chen frowned. "Of course they are. They can't help but wonder if we've built weapons that could shift the balance of power in the galaxy." "Exactly," Wong replied. "I get the impression that some of the delegates are starting to see us as both a potential ally and a potential threat. It's a delicate balance." Before Chen could respond, the ship's intercom crackled to life. "Captain, you're needed on the bridge." "There's an incoming transmission from the Confederation's Security Council," the voice of Commander Ruiz said. Chen stood, her expression hardening. This might be the next hurdle we've been waiting for. Minutes later, she and Dr. Wong stepped onto the bridge, where Major Blackwood was already at the tactical station, his eyes fixed on the main display. "Patch it through," Chen ordered. The main screen flickered to life, revealing the stern face of General Toran, a high-ranking officer of the Confederation's military branch. His scaly, blue-green skin marked him as a member of the Xarok, a species known for their strategic prowess and militant nature. "Captain Chen," General Toran began, his voice gravelly, "the Security Council has reviewed your presentation. While your technological advancements are impressive, they also pose certain risks. We need to discuss the nature of your defensive capabilities." Chen kept her expression neutral. "We are prepared to be fully transparent, General. What exactly would you like to know?" Toran's sharp eyes gleamed as he leaned forward slightly. "Your zero-point reactor. How easily could that technology be weaponized? Our intelligence suggests that such a power source could enable devastating weapons of mass destruction. We need assurances that humanity does not intend to use this as leverage against the Confederation." Before Chen could respond, Blackwood interjected. "General, with all due respect, we've come here to offer peace and cooperation. Our reactor is a breakthrough in energy production, yes, but we've focused its application on peaceful pursuits, like powering ships and improving environmental conditions back on Earth." Toran's expression remained unreadable. "Peaceful pursuits are all well and good, Major, but you must understand that we cannot ignore the potential military applications of such technology. We need more than words to feel secure." Chen glanced at Blackwood and then addressed the general. "We are willing to share the specifications of the reactor with the Confederation, under strict research agreements. You will see that we have not weaponized this technology. However, we will also make it clear that humanity will defend itself if necessary." Toran's eyes narrowed. "A wise stance, Captain, but defense can easily blur into offense." Chen took a deep breath. "General, we're not looking to escalate tensions. We want to build trust, and we are more than willing to prove our intentions. If you require further demonstrations of our peaceful applications, we'll arrange it." For a moment, the general was silent, contemplating her words. Then he nodded slowly. "Very well, Captain Chen. We will continue monitoring the situation. But understand this, should your technology ever pose a threat to the Confederation, there will be consequences." The transmission cut off, and the bridge fell into a tense silence. Chen exhaled, her hands tightening around the back of her chair. That could have gone worse. Blackwood snorted. "He's paranoid, like most military brass, but at least he didn't outright accuse us of anything." Dr. Wong shook her head, her brows furrowed. "This isn't over. They're going to watch us closely. One wrong move, and they'll pounce." Chen nodded. "Agreed. We'll have to tread carefully. But for now, we need to stay focused on building alliances." As if on cue, another communication came through, this time from High Counselor Vexia herself. Her glowing form filled the screen, radiating warmth. "Captain Chen, I have been informed of General Turan's concerns. Please know that not all of the Council shares his apprehension. In fact, I've spoken with several delegates who are quite impressed with humanity's openness and ingenuity." Chen's shoulders relaxed slightly. "Thank you, Counselor. We are committed to proving ourselves as worthy allies." Vexia's glow brightened in what seemed like a smile. "There is a delegation from the Eviari, the Arians, and the Vrax who would like to visit Earth and see your advancements firsthand. They believe that a closer relationship with humanity could benefit both our species." Chen exchanged a glance with Wong and Blackwood. "We would be honored to host them, Counselor." "Excellent," Vexia replied. "I will arrange the details. In the meantime, know that you have allies within the Council. Trust will take time, but I believe humanity's place in the galaxy is one of great potential." The screen went dark again, and the weight of the conversation settled over the bridge. "Looks like we're in the diplomatic game for the long haul," Blackwood remarked, leaning back in his chair. Chen nodded, a small smile playing at the corners of her lips. "And that's just fine with me. Humanity didn't come this far just to be shut out. We'll earn their trust, one step at a time." With renewed determination, the crew of the Thunderbolt prepared for the next phase of their mission, welcoming their galactic guests to Earth. What had started as a bold introduction was evolving into something else. The delegation ships descended into Earth's atmosphere. The sight of the blue planet unfolded before them, a swirl of green continents, deep blue oceans, and wisps of white clouds. Even for seasoned space travelers, Earth was an impressive sight, its natural beauty standing in stark contrast to the highly engineered metallic worlds of some other species in the Confederation. Aboard the Thunderbolt, Captain Chen watched from the bridge as the incoming delegation was escorted to one of Earth's secure orbital stations. Her mind raced with preparations. Welcoming the Eviari, Arians, and Vrax delegation to Earth was a delicate operation. This wasn't just a tour, it was an opportunity to win over the Confederation's most influential members. If humanity could impress them, it might sway the entire Council in their favor. "Delegation ships are on final approach," reported Lieutenant Suarez from the helm. "All docking procedures are green." Chen nodded, her mind already running through the next steps. "Good. Prepare to shuttle them down to the Pacific Arcology. I'll meet them on site." The Pacific Arcology was a vast, floating city constructed as a symbol of humanity's technological and environmental capabilities. It powered itself entirely through renewable energy, recycled every ounce of waste, and had a self-sustaining ecosystem. It was the perfect example of how humanity had evolved, not just in terms of technology, but in living harmoniously with nature. Major Blackwood stood next to her, his arms crossed. "You think they're ready for this?" Chen gave him a sideways glance. "Ready or not, they're about to see what humanity's capable of. And if we play our cards right, this could be the turning point." On the ground, the Pacific Arcology glistened like a jewel atop the ocean, its sleek, curving architecture blending seamlessly with the surrounding waters. The towering buildings, covered in solar panels and vertical gardens, rose high above the city's core. Bridges crisscrossed between floating platforms where civilians and researchers went about their daily routines. As the delegation's shuttle touched down on one of the platforms, a group of dignitaries awaited them, including Captain Chen, Dr. Wong, and several government officials. The shuttle doors opened, and the first of the alien representatives stepped out. High Emissary Calyx of the aviary, a species resembling a cross between birds and reptiles, with shimmering feathers and long, graceful limbs, moved with fluid grace. The aviari were known for their keen intellect and deep connection to the natural world, making them the most likely to appreciate Earth's balance between technology and ecology. Next came Counselor Illurian of the Aryans, a tall, humanoid species with smooth silver skin and bioluminescent eyes. Known for their advanced medical technology and diplomatic prowess, the Aryans were natural allies to any species that valued peace and cooperation. Finally, Warlord Rogue of the Vrax emerged from the shuttle, his towering frame casting a shadow over the others. The Vrax were a warlike species, their thick, scaled skin and muscular builds designed for combat. While their presence on Earth might have seemed ominous, they were also deeply pragmatic. If humanity could prove its strength, the Vrax would respect them. Chen stepped forward, offering a smile. "Welcome to Earth. I'm Captain Chen of the United Earth Alliance. It's an honor to host you." Calyx spread her wings slightly, taking in the surroundings with an almost reverent look. "Your world is beautiful. I had not expected such harmony between nature and technology." "We've worked hard to achieve it," Dr. Wong interjected. "The Pacific arcology is one of our greatest achievements, designed to showcase that balance. If you'll follow us, we've arranged a tour." The delegation followed the human representatives through the arcology's main pathways, where clean energy technology was on full display. They visited the massive hydroponic farms that supplied fresh food for the city's population, saw the state-of-the-art research labs where scientists worked on everything from clean energy to medical advancements, and observed the city's zero-emission transportation system in action. Calyx, clearly fascinated, spoke with Dr. Wong as they walked. "Your people have achieved much in such a short time. I can see now why some of the council view you as a rising power." "We had our challenges," Wong admitted, "but humanity has always thrived under pressure. We've come a long way from the brink of environmental disaster to becoming stewards of our planet. It's something we're proud of." Meanwhile, Counselor Illurian engaged with Captain Chen. "Your advancements are impressive, Captain. Yet, there are some within the Council who still fear the pace at which you've developed. They wonder if such rapid progress can be sustained, or if it will lead to instability." Chen met his gaze steadily. "That's a valid concern, but I can assure you, we're committed to stability. We understand that with great power comes great responsibility. That's why we've invited you here, to show that we're not a threat, but a partner." Rook, who had remained mostly silent during the tour, finally spoke as they reached the arcology's defense research facility. "Strength is what matters. Show me your weapons." Chen had anticipated this. While the other delegates were more interested in cooperation, the Vrax only respected power. If humanity didn't demonstrate its military capability, Rick's support would be lost. Leading the group into the defense facility, Chen gestured to a series of holographic displays showing Earth's defensive systems. "We've developed several defense platforms, both for planetary defense and space combat. Our goal is deterrence, not domination." Rack's eyes scanned the displays, taking in the specifications of Earth's orbital defense platforms, drone systems, and advanced fighter craft. "Impressive," he rumbled. "But deterrence only works if the enemy believes you will fight back." Chen nodded. "And we will, if necessary. But our priority is peace. These systems are designed to protect, not to conquer." Rick grunted in approval. "Good. You understand that strength ensures peace." The tension in the room eased slightly, and Chen felt a small sense of relief. Rack's approval was crucial. not just for Earth's relationship with the Vrax, but for the Confederation's broader view of humanity. As the day drew to a close, the delegation gathered in one of the arcology's central plazas, overlooking the sunset on the horizon. Calix stood at the edge, gazing out over the ocean, while Rake and Illurian spoke quietly with Chen and Wong. "This visit has been enlightening," Illurian said. "You have shown us much, and I believe many in the Council will be reassured by what we've seen here." Rake nodded in agreement. "You are strong. That is all that matters to me." Calix turned to face them, her expression thoughtful. "And you are wise. Your people's connection to your world is admirable. I believe we can work together." Chen smiled, feeling the weight of the day lifting. "Thank you. This is just the beginning. There's much more we can achieve together." As the stars began to twinkle in the evening sky, the future of humanity in the galaxy seemed a little brighter. They had taken the first steps toward earning the trust of their galactic neighbors, and while there were still challenges ahead, one thing was clear: humanity's place among the stars was no longer a question of if, but when. And much more, a chance to prove that humanity's future among the stars was one of collaboration, innovation, and hope. The following days were filled with rigorous discussions and planning as the delegates from the Aviari, Arians, and Vrax immersed themselves in Earth's culture, technology, and governance. The Pacific Arcology had transformed into a hub of diplomatic activity, with meetings taking place in conference rooms that overlooked the stunning ocean vistas. The mood was cautiously optimistic. Hope blossomed among humanity's representatives, but the stakes were high. Captain Chen felt a blend of excitement and anxiety as she prepared for the pivotal meeting with the Confederation Council, scheduled to take place aboard the Ascendant, the Confederation's flagship, in orbit around Earth. This was the moment they had been working towards, a chance to present Earth's case for full membership in the Interstellar Alliance. "Are we ready for this?" Dr. Wong asked, scanning the conference notes one last time. His brow furrowed in thought. There are still factions within the Council that are skeptical about humanity. "We can't let fear dictate our future," Chen replied firmly. "We've shown them our commitment to peace and cooperation. Now we need to convince them we're an asset to the Confederation, not a liability." As they entered the Ascendant, the grandeur of the flagship took them by surprise. Towering ceilings, shimmering corridors, and advanced technology permeated the vessel, making it clear that this was a symbol of the Confederation's power. They were greeted by Chancellor Thera, a formidable figure with radiant skin that sparkled with an ethereal glow. Thera had an air of authority about her, and her presence commanded respect. "Welcome, delegates," Thera said, her voice resonating through the chamber. "We have much to discuss. The fate of your application for membership hinges on our deliberations." The group moved to the central chamber, where the council members were already seated, each representing their species, their expressions a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. Among them were familiar faces: High Emissary Calix, Councillor Illurian, and Warlord Roke, who now stood on either side of Chen and Wong, their presence lending weight to the human delegation. "We will begin with your presentation," Thera stated, gesturing toward the holoprojector at the center of the room. "Show us why humanity deserves a place among the stars." Wong stepped forward, activating the projector. Images of Earth's history, advancements in technology, and significant milestones of cooperation with other species filled the room. He spoke passionately, outlining humanity's journey from its chaotic past to the present, highlighting key achievements in environmental restoration, peacekeeping missions, and humanitarian efforts. "Humanity has learned from its mistakes," Wong asserted. "We have faced down extinction and emerged stronger. Our commitment to peace and cooperation is unwavering, and we seek not only to protect our world, but to be a force for good in the galaxy." The council members exchanged glances, some nodding in acknowledgement, while others remained stoic. Chen watched their reactions closely, gauging the atmosphere in the room. She could see that while some were beginning to warm to the idea, others were still hesitant. Rook, breaking the silence, leaned forward. You speak of peace, but what will you do when faced with a threat? The galaxy is rife with danger. How will you defend yourselves and your allies? Chen stepped up, her resolve firm. We've established defensive capabilities to protect our home and those we ally with. But we also believe in diplomacy as a first response. We would rather find a peaceful solution than resort to conflict. Illyrian raised an eyebrow, intrigued. And what if diplomacy fails? History shows that not every conflict can be resolved through words alone. We are prepared to act when necessary, Chen replied, her voice steady. We are not seeking conflict, but we will not shy away from defending our principles. Our technology is advancing, and our military capabilities are developing in ways that are responsible and ethical. The council listened intently, and Calix added, Your willingness to engage in dialogue and collaboration is commendable, but can you guarantee that this path will not lead to the same destructive tendencies that have plagued other species? Wong nodded thoughtfully. We can only promise to uphold the values that have brought us this far. We believe in collaboration over conquest, and through our membership in the Confederation, we hope to learn from other species while sharing our own insights. Thera's gaze bore into them, assessing their commitment. You speak of unity, yet the actions of one species can have far-reaching consequences. We must ensure that humanity's desires align with the greater good of the Confederation. The meeting continued, with each member of the Council probing their responses. The conversation oscillated between probing questions and displays of support, but the overall tone was cautiously optimistic. After hours of discussion, the Council members began to deliberate in private, leaving Chen and Wang anxiously awaiting their fate. The atmosphere in the chamber was heavy with uncertainty, and the human delegation exchanged concerned glances. Do you think we made our case? Chen asked, her voice low. What do you think they'll decide? I believe we showed them who we are, Wang replied. But the Confederation is not an easy entity to impress. It may take time. As they waited, Rake approached them, his imposing presence casting a shadow over the humans. You have potential, he said, surprising them both. But do not forget, the Vraks respect strength. If the Council accepts you, you must show that you can stand firm in the face of adversity. Chen nodded, grateful for the support. We understand. We are ready to prove ourselves. A few moments later, the Council members returned, and Thera stood at the forefront, her expression serious. We have reached a decision. The chamber fell silent, all eyes on her. Humanity has shown remarkable progress and a commitment to peace. However, there are reservations among some factions within the Council. To address these concerns, we will extend a conditional membership to Earth within the Confederation. A collective breath was held among the humans, the weight of her words hanging heavily in the air. Conditional membership, Chen echoed, trying to contain her excitement. What does that entail? Thera continued, You will be allowed to participate in discussions and collaborations, but you will not yet have a vote in Council matters. This probationary period will allow us to observe your actions and gauge your commitment to the values we uphold. Wang exchanged a glance with Chen, their expressions a mix of relief and determination. We accept your conditions, Wang declared. We will prove ourselves worthy of full membership. Rake grunted, a flicker of approval crossing his features. Then let us see how you fare in the trials to come. As the Council members nodded in agreement, Chen felt a rush of determination flood through her. This was just the beginning. Humanity had been given a chance, and they would not squander it. The future was uncertain, but with a new path ahead, the stars seemed just a little closer, and the weight of the universe felt a bit lighter. Together, they would rise to the challenges ahead and prove that humanity belonged among the stars.